teacher.
All are present today? Very good. Coming Monday, we have a function in our school. All should be present on that day without fail.
Do we have any cultural program, ma'am?
Yes, we are going to open the new building of our school.
Hey, we are going to a new classroom?
Ma'am, who will be the chief guest?
Children, we have invited our MLA as the chief guest for the opening ceremony.
MLA? I have heard, but I don't know who is he.
MLAs are representatives of the people. He is one among us. He is the member of Legislative Assembly.
Ma'am, what is Legislative Assembly? Will you explain us in detail?
Sure, look at the picture. Fort St. George, Assembly Session, Chief Minister and other ministers.
Ma'am, what is that building? Where it is? It looks like a fort.
Yes, Meena, you are correct. It is a fort in Chennai, first English fortress in India. The fort currently the Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly and Secretariat of Tamil Nadu. Legislative Assembly has the lower house where all the MLAs meet to discuss various matters related to the welfare of the state.
Ma'am, who will be there in that Legislative Assembly?
Children, our India has separate system of administration for the union, states and union territories. Do you know how many states and union territories are there in India?
Ma'am, at present, there are 28 states and 8 union territories, including our capital territory, Delhi.
Yes. Now let us see about the topic state government. Class.
Good morning, students. Today we are going to see about 7th standard social science civics unit 1 state government. The learning objectives are recognize the difference between parliament and state legislature, understand the election procedures, know the powers and functions of governor and chief minister, wonder how the government works, identify the three main organs of the government, the legislative, the executive and the judiciary. So let's see the class. The power is divided between the two sets of government, one at the central in Delhi and the separate governments for all the states. This is called as federal system. India is a parliamentary democratic republic where the President of India is the head of Indian Union and the Prime Minister and all the ministers are responsible for smooth running of the government. This is called central government. And the separate governments for states. All the states and union territories have separate governments to run its own administration. Governor, chief minister and all the ministers constitute the government. The member of the parliament is called MP, whereas the member of the legislative assembly is called MLA. Both the central and state governments work according to our constitution. The MLA going to how appoints him? Now, MLAs are not appointed. They are elected by the people through the general election. In the previous lesson, we have studied about the political parties. Do you remember, children? These political parties play a vital role in election. For election, the entire state is divided into several constituencies on the basis of the population. Political parties nominate their candidates to each constituency. All the people residing in that constituency who has completed 18 years of age cast their vote. The candidate who gets the number of votes is declared as elected and becomes MLA. The Election Commission of India conducts and monitors the elections. After the election, the party which gets the more number of MLAs declared as the majority party. The governor calls the leader of the majority party to form the state government. In simple words, a party whose MLAs has won more than half the number of constituencies in the state are called ruling party and forms the government. And the party which gets the total number of seats next to the majority party acts as an opposition party in the legislature. But all the MLAs of other political parties who do not belong to the ruling party are called opposition party. So, next we see the state government. The governor, the chief minister, council of ministers, the governor is appointed the president of India for the term of 5 years. The leader of majority party is appointed as the chief minister by the governor. The chief minister in consultation with the governor constitutes a cabinet which includes members of his party as ministers. The term of the office is 5 years. Okay. How became the governor or chief minister? To become a governor, you should be the citizen of India and should have completed 35 years of age and should have sound mind and should not hold any public office of profit. To become a chief minister, you should have completed 25 years of age and should be an MLA or in case of an MLC, should have completed 30 years of age. Who is an MLC? Usually, a state legislature has two houses. First one, upper house, and second one, lower house. This is called bicameral legislature. Upper house is called legislative council, the member of called MLC, and they are not elected directly by the people. The lower house is called legislative assembly. The members are called MLAs. As I said earlier, they are directly elected by the people. In India, some of the states have two houses in their state legislature, but in Tamil Nadu, we have lower house only. So, this is called unicameral legislature. Okay, next we say about the powers and functions of governor and chief minister. So, the governor is an integral part of the state legislature. Governor is the head of the state executive and he has enormous power. All the administration is carried on in his name. He is the challenger of government universities in the state. All bills become law only after his assent. He appoints important officials of the state government such as Advocate General, Chairman and members of State Public Service Commission, State Election Commissioner, Vice Chancellors of State Universities, etc. The Chief Minister is the real executive head of the state administration. He allocates the portfolios among the ministers. The Council of Ministers are collectively responsible to the state legislature. All the ministers works as a team under the chief minister. The chief minister formulates programs and policies for the welfare of the people of the state. The Council of Ministers is collectively responsible to the Legislative Assembly of the state. The three main organs of the government are the legislative, executive and judiciary. The legislative branch makes law. The executive branch enforces the laws and the judiciary interprets the laws. So, the high courts are the highest judicial organ at the state level. It is an independent body. As per the constitution, there shall be a high court in each state. The state high court consists of a chief justice and other judge. The number of judges in the high court is not uniform and fixed. President appoints the chief justice and can hold the office until he completes the age of 62 years. Apart from high court, there are district court and tribunals. They ensure justice to the people without any bias. Apart from this, family courts are established to settle the disputes relating to marriages and family affairs. Lock adult, that is people court, also have been established by the government of India to settle dispute through conciliation and compromise. So, the summary of this lesson: India is divided into 28 states and 8 union territories. Each state has a legislative assembly. State executive comprise the governor and the chief minister with his council of ministers. The head of the state is the governor and he is appointed by the president for a period of 5 years. He is an integral part of the state legislature. The real executive power in a state in India rests with the chief minister. The leader of the majority party is appointed as a chief minister. The chief minister and the council of ministers are collectively responsible to the state legislature. The high courts are the highest judicial organ at the state level. State high courts have jurisdiction over the whole state. Okay, thank you children. We see next class.